That being said, the mirror itself really didn't do anything throughout the night just because of the internet issues, and most of you guys got the long rest as level 5. If you had set up a watch, you had heard various noises in the room next door, and maybe it kept you up as well. However, nobody had entered the room, and there was nothing seemed to happen on the outside of the room either, outside the windows or the doors.
We threw a blanket or something over the mirror, didn't we?
That's right, you did. Yep. I remember that now.
Yeah, and Relenia was in bear form laying on the bear rug.
Nice. Get advantage on stealth checks with that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent. Oh, let me reset the long rest here. I'm not sure what's going on with Ruck. I think you guys are still dragging him around. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically.
All right, gotcha. He's still tied up.
Well, I think he kind of passed out with Melton.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So they're probably curled up on the bed together.
They are, absolutely. And Ruck occasionally throughout the night would gently caress his beard.
Who, his or the goblin?
No, Melton's.
Oh, Mel.
Yeah, Ruck would caress Melton's beard. Is there anything else that night that you guys wanted to do or anything? I know it had been quite a long night in the inn, but I just want to make sure there wasn't anything before you had rested or in the morning.
Any sounds of a bat?
So yeah, no, there wasn't actually. No sounds of bats at all. You had heard, unfortunately, the inn, even though it's your rooms are off the hallway, it's still kind of a loud. You could hear a lot of ruckus pretty late into the night down from the tavern section of the bar, since it has open air up to the top of the balcony region. But no sounds of any bats.
And our motivations for being in the town?
No clue.
Who kept the notes?
Well, we were heading this way originally to find Grudhog, and then also we were told by Liferless the Treant that no, I guess it was Rowan Battlemore, the halfling who we rescued. He told us that Shalaska is a good person or someone we should talk to in the Barge Right Inn. And then he also told us about the Womford Bat. Is a legend in Womford that snatches up people and makes them disappear.
Hey, maybe they're the same person.
Shalaska?
Yeah, the giant bat. We couldn't find anyone named Shalaska here.
Who was the woman that you talked to in the bar?
That was Greg. That was...
Did you drink that much last night? You couldn't remember?
I know her occupation.
Her name wasn't it Miss Murine or something like that? Miss Murine.
What is now?
Whether it was or it's not.
She just gave 2 locations where weird happenings were. I think I marked them on the map. Not that I know where the map is, but yeah, Sword Coast. I think my circles are still on there. No, oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're there.
Stone Giants at Lork, and fighting at, well, the entire Swords Coast. That could be anywhere. That's all I got from her. Not the person we were looking for, though. Well, we have that other town to go to where apparently the bat resides.
Which is technically just over the river, right? It's
Yep.
just right on the other side of the river.
Yeah, you can actually see it from your position. So.
Yeah, so we could walk there.
Yeah, and supposedly for some reason they don't get attacked by the bat because they don't have walls, which makes like no sense whatsoever.
That's why we should investigate.
It only comes out at night, right? So if we go through the day, what?
Oh, it has to hide somewhere during the day.
That's true.
Do our characters know what vampires are, Greg?
Yeah, you've heard general stories about them. You've not ever seen one, but you definitely know that they're out and about and have heard of creatures such as vampires.
That's what I'm suspecting this to be. For now. Vampire.
You don't think it's Batman?
No. Maybe a man in a bat's costume. I guess that's always a possibility.
There you go.
So the bridge to that place, is that just like open?
Yeah,
Crossable?
it's an open crossing that crosses over. They have constant caravan travel that travels from the east to the west, heading to either Waterdeep or Neverwinter. That'll take the road through here.
Now, do we need to get our hands stamped or anything so that we don't have to pay to come back into Barge Ride if we decide to?
Not that you had heard of or seen of, but again, first time being here, not really sure, I think, from your initial interactions.
Do we want to try again in the morning to see if we can find Celesta?
Yeah, we could see while we get breakfast since we'll be down in the bar.
Yeah, let's try that.
So you said it's a human woman.
Correct.
For Salaska?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many human women are down there, Greg, as we descend for breakfast?
And I'll keep an eye out for, what was his name? Eric? It was Eric or Eric Stillmarsh?
Yep.
Was that his name?
Eric, yeah, but it's Arik, Eric.
23, that's a lot.
So yeah, there's probably a half a dozen women that are down there in the bottom of the tavern. When you come out of your room, you open up the door, and there's a small letter that's laying in front of the door, right on the floor. It is stamped and sealed with the symbol of a bat.
It's at the checkout notice.
It is the checkout notice.
Alright, it might be magical, guys. Watch out.
It's probably Melton's bar bill.
Right, exactly.
He got in that little bar they got in their room there.
Hey, Melton, do you want to open it?
I don't think he's here just yet. He's still out. So Melton will open it then? Is that what you're all saying?
Well,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, after we step back.
Right, exactly. So Melton tears open the seal, and I can't even make a Melton voice. But anyways, he says, yep, it's not for me. And he hands it over to Stig.
Yeah. I'll take a look at it.
Alrighty. As you look at it, you see that it's written in there, and it says, too bad you didn't stay in room 214.
I thought we were in 214.
I think you're in 314.
Oh, yeah, 314.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 314 and 316.
Right.
Why would he even tell us this then? He didn't offer that room to you guys, did he?
No, he gave us the keys for these 2 rooms, and we all piled into one of them.
Well, Eric gave me the keys to this room. And I believe, didn't Milton look for another room? The other one?
I think he did, yeah.
So I think we were supposed to stay in room 214.
Oh, I wonder if someone else took that room and something happened. Yeah, I'm actually going to go to that room right now, just to
All right.
see.
So as you kind of walk down the hallway, you remember that the open tavern area. It's kind of a large square where you can look down. It's 3 stories. There's tables that kind of line the edges so that you can kind of see down, just some small 2-3 person tables. And you see there's a few people down at the bottom of the tavern that seem to be eating breakfast. They look to be probably more of the normal kind of working class of Bardrite itself. And you do hear some commotion down on the second floor as you kind of start to go down the steps, and immediately when you turn to go down the hallway that you came down, you see that there's what appears to be 3 well-clad gentlemen standing outside one of the doors, and you see there's wood that's kind of sprayed out all on the floor just outside that door, almost as if somebody broke the door open.
Are the number placards on the door?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're kind of burned into the etching above the top of the doors.
Oh, can I tell which door that is?
Yeah, it looks to be right around 214.
Oh. Alright, I'll walk up to them.
All right, here the guards kind of talking. Well, we need to at least get the door book back together, and we're gonna have to let the caravan owner know that these guys. He says, "Hey, who are you?"
Well, just curious onlooker, what happened here?
Nothing to see here. You just move along. None of your business.
Was it the bat?
The bat? What? No, bats. Crazy. I don't know what you're talking about, bats. No bats in here. This is a clean establishment.
Alright. I'm gonna back away.
Alrighty.
Was anybody hurt?
No, nobody's hurt. No, they're probably just out drunk someplace. Anyways, it's. I think somebody probably broke the door in the middle of the night. It's fine. Nothing to be concerned about.
Is he BSing me?
Yeah. So you can re-roll that Stig, unless if Barry's willing to give you that.
I'm smelling to see if I smell any death or like intestines or anything
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
with my lizard nose.
You rolled a 1, so you can re-roll that if you'd like.
Yes, please reroll.
Must have been that beer last night.
So does he get to re-roll twice if he rolls 2 1s?
Nope.
Oh.
Really? 2 1s?
Damn.
2 1s. So yeah, you smell potatoes, and you smell what smells like some eggs downstairs, and it smells delicious.
Cooked eggs, though. Not my flavor. Right.
So maybe it's a little repulsive. So Barry, it seems like they're kind of dismissive, almost as if they don't know who you are, and you don't really rank within the the Bardrite militia, and just think you're probably just common guests and just trying to gawk or get a view or something to gossip about.
Well, this is very suspicious.
Nothing to worry about, folks. It happens every once in a while. There was a pretty big party last night. A lot of drinking going on. There was some dwarf down there that was drinking everybody under the table.
Yeah, I whispered to my group if we should show them the letter.
What letter?
the one with the bat on it. That mentioned this room.
It may implicate us, but I'd be open for it.
I mean, it was addressed to us.
It was addressed to Stig.
Why was
Just
it addressed
weird.
to Stig? Did you talk to someone last night, Stig?
I don't think I did.
I guess we could show him it.
I hung out with Ruck most of the time.
Yeah, you two were throwing them back. So you got them trashed, I think. So you kind of show the letter, and he says, "What's this? What? Sorry, I'm not the innkeeper. You're going to have to take your bills downstairs and pay them there."
I think this has to do with the door, the incident.
All right, let me see that. He takes the paper. He looks at it. He goes, "Okay, where'd you get the paper?"
When Barry exited her room this morning, it was outside the door.
We were up in 314, and this was outside the door.
Which one's Barry? He
That
looks
would
at
be
her.
me.
So, who sent you this letter, or who gave this to you?
That's what William just said. When we came out this morning, it was outside my door.
Just sitting there?
It had a bat wax mark on it.
What? Let me see that. He flips it over and he looks, and the wax has obviously been cracked in half, and he tries to put it back together. He says, "That's not a bat."
Oh.
No, of course not. That's two triangles together. What are you talking about, a bat?
Yeah, what's the symbol actually look like?
So it looks like probably a bat symbol, but the way it's torn now, it's kind of all kind of broken up and everything. It's tough to tell exactly what it is.
I'll mend the wax symbol.
Nice. All right. So you wend it back up, and he looks at that and he says, "Huh. Yeah, I guess you're right. It kind of does look like a bat. We better keep this for evidence. I need all your names, by the way."
Well, we already gave Barry's name out. I guess we'd probably just do a roll call unless someone wants to use a pseudonym.
Okay.
I'll give him my name.
Yeah, I have nothing to hide.
Alrighty.
I'm a lizard folk in a human town. I'm not hiding.
By the way, you're not the only one that rolls ones, just so you know. So he goes, "Okay, and who do you all work for?"
Oh, we're with Lord's Alliance.
Oh, you're that group. All right. Well, I need you all just to stay right here. And he kind of looks back and he says, "Carl, go downstairs. Go tell her that we found the group." So just hold tight, please.
Oh, we in trouble?
Nope, you're not in trouble at all. You see they kind of eye each other, and it feels a little weird, and then he kind of walks away very briskly, and you can hear him kind of shuffling down the steps quickly.
I'll start moving around to see if I can slowly see in the room.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. See what actually happened in there.
So, anybody want to distract the other guard at all, or are you just going to try to peek in there and see?
Yeah, Relenia will start talking just all sorts of nonsense about how she's never been to a big town and she's never met soldiers like this, and just play stupid.
All right, gotcha. He kind of buys into it because he thinks you all probably are pretty stupid, really. That's the impression you're getting. So he's like, "Yeah, this is a big town, and there's a lot of people that live here, even though there's, what, like 9, 12 buildings." And, he's like, "Oh, you should really see, Red Larch. It's a much bigger city, and, definitely visit." And so...
she does a lot of oohs and ahs while he's in oh-reallys and things like that.
Yeah, he's really kind of into almost elaborating now. I mean, you guys have been here overnight. You know what this place is about, and he's making it sound much more better than what it would be. And Stig and Barry, I assume you two are kind of working your little angles there to take a look inside, and you see that the room is trashed. I mean, the bed is all tore up. There's a dresser there that's broken. There's a mirror that's broken as well. The window is all smashed as well. And the door, it's not that the door was broken inwards. It was actually broken outwards, like almost somebody was trying to get out of the room.
Does it look like whoever it was obviously came in through the window then?
Potentially, yeah.
I'm going to slowly start to cast Detect Magic ritual style.
Okay.
I'm just gonna watch for the guy coming back.
Yeah, you saw him kind of go down the steps, and you heard his boot steps kind of walking. It sounded like he went out of the building, actually. And so, obviously you guys are all kind of working this guard here, and about 10 minutes goes by, and you're able to cast your Detect Magic. And is there any specific thing that you're looking for in there, or?
I'm going to try and look at the mirror pieces if I'm close enough. It should be.
Gotcha.
It's a big room.
Yeah, it's not a very big room. So this is one of the smaller rooms, actually. The third floor rooms are much bigger. And so as you do that and you cast it there, the mirror itself doesn't have anything that's magical, but there's a decanter on the far side, similar to what you had, that does show that it's magical.
I'll motion to Melton about the decanter. See if Melton can sneak in there and get it.
Alrighty. So Melton gives you the wink and the nod and touches the side of his nose because that sounds like something he would do. And yeah, he has no issue. That's his check, but still. So he has no issues sneaking in there, snags up the decanter, and then crawls back out. Shortly thereafter, as you guys were doing all that, you hear kind of a loud commotion downstairs, William, a door opening, and you hear multiple metalled boot footsteps coming. Sounds like a small army, to be honest with you.
Small whistle for my group, and I say, I think we got company.
Kind of hear the boots continuing up, and the guard is still talking to Relinia, telling her all these stories about his long travels to Belliard and how he once made it to almost to Waterdeep, but then he had to turn back. And
Hey, real quick clarification.
Please.
Did Eric Stillmarsh, he had told us to stay in room 187.
Correct.
Does that have anything to do with this 214?
So it doesn't appear to. 187's on the opposite side of the hallway.
Okay, I was just making sure we weren't mixing numbers up.
Yeah, numbers
or
up. I
whatever.
appreciate it. Yep, no problem.
Okay.
Is
And
there liquid in the decanter?
it's empty.
Is the whole thing magic? Or
Yeah, the
just
whole
make the word
decanter
liquid?
is actually magical.
Oh, okay.
And so you kind of hear this loud boot steps kind of coming up, and as you see, there's a woman who's in full metal plate who's walking up. She doesn't have her helmet on, obviously. She has a large long sword by her side, as well as the symbol of the Zentarium on the chest. She kind of walks up and very... like she owns the place, essentially. Walks right up, and the guard quickly quiets, and he sort of nods his head and steps back a foot. And she walks right up to, I assume, William, since William was the one who was kind of looking out for people there. And she looks at you, William. She says, "Are you the Lord's Alliance?"
We are of the Lord's Alliance, yes. Some of us.
Excellent. Shalaska, nice to meet you. I run the Zentarium here.
Shalaska, as the math starts to explode in my head. We were looking for you. I shake your hand.
She shakes yours back. Very firm handshake. And she kind of says, "Well, I've heard that you were in town. I'm sorry I didn't see you last night. I'm glad you're here."
Oh, well, we need to find a table. We need to talk.
We do. Please, why don't you come downstairs? You notice after she finally gets up there, there's about 14 guards behind her that are there. There's various insignia on the chest plate, but they all seem to be Zentarum. She says, "Please, come on down. Let's go downstairs. Let's talk."
Let's go, gang.
Everybody's willing to go down?
Yep,
Yep.
I'll go down.
Oh, yeah.
Great. So she walks down, and as you're coming down the steps, you do see that the Nalasker, the barkeep or the innkeep here, is quickly clearing off one of the large tables in the center. You see there's about, I don't know, it's probably about 12 seats that are there. She sits down at one of the ends, and she motions for you to please sit. The remaining guards continue to stand and almost form like a kind of like a half circle shield that sort of blocks the rest of the people, so they can't really see what's going on at the table. They could hear, but they can't see necessarily. And you see the entire room is now quiet. This seems very unusual, has an unusual feeling to it. Says, please, my guests, have a seat."
I'm here.
Hey, welcome, Melton.
Hey, what is the damn frickin' IP? Because evidently I don't have the right one.
Oh, I think you logged in before the message went up.
Yeah, it should be on the main room page of the TeamSpeak.
Yeah, I think Matt just copied it in there for you, bud. Melton, you've done a lot of fun things so far. We missed you.
Of course.
You did swipe a decanter of some magical ability, though. So while you're logging in there, so you guys all sit down, and she says, "What can I help you with? What brought you to Bardrite?"
Why are we looking for her again?
Rowan told us to come up here for some reason.
Who's Rowan?
The little halfling that we saved from the barbarian. From the orcs.
She looks. She says, "Well, you know what? That was rude of me. Why don't I tell you why I'm looking for you, and then." When you both figure it out, as he looks to Barry and William, you can tell me why you're here, and I'll be happy to see if I can help you. I'm glad you came. It's about time. We've had big issues, and we were told that you would be the group to help us.
Is this about the bat?
No, the bat's a nonsense issue. I wouldn't worry about the bat at all. It's been here for years. Don't worry about it. It's pretty much wives' tales from what I've heard. Anyways, we have an issue. We need you to fix our caravan issue.
What, that yellow dragon stealing the caravans?
The bronze dragon, yes, it needs to be fixed. He's stealing all our caravans. We were told that somebody from the Lord's Alliance would be coming, and we're glad you're here. So you're going to fix this, right?
You want us to slay it?
What do we get for fixing your caravan issue?
She kind of sits back and sort of leans back and looks towards Stig and says, "What do you get?" The Lord's Alliance said that they would help us with this, and we in turn would help them with the giant issue. This is all part of the deal.
Who told you that we were coming to help?
Lariel from Waterdeep, of course.
Well, maybe Lariel forgot to tell us.
She looks back to the guard. "Are you sure these are the ones? I thought you said these are the ones. If you wasted my time, I'm going to be very upset." He's like, "I think they are." She looks back. She says, "You look capable. You're an interesting group of people, I have to be honest, but, we all have many skills, and I'm sure you all are very talented. Please tell me you've at least fought a dragon before."
We've met a dragon.
I've never seen a dragon, a real one.
She kind of puts her elbow on the table, puts the palm of her hand right on the front of her forehead, and she kind of slaps it and just sort of rubs her temples.
Well, I have seen fairy dragons and stuff up in the high forest, of course.
Of course you have.
I've met a dragon. It even scorched me a little.
She's like, "Oh my god."
Fagulos, he's a good dragon. He's the reason that Nightstone was saved, essentially. He helped us save it.
He helped us, I wouldn't say, essentially. We did most of the work.
She says, "You're kidding, right?"
No, I'm serious. We were getting overrun by orcs, and he came in and helped save it.
But we're on good terms with him. Maybe we could just convince him to go. No fighting needed.
She was just about to turn back and talk to one of her lieutenants, and as you said that, William, she stops, and she looks to you and she says, "Interesting. Here's the deal. You get him to stop stealing our caravans, and I guess you don't have to kill him. But if he keeps stealing our caravans, he needs to die."
Have you ever thought, what if we talked to him? Would you make some super robust caravans that you could just play with? I think he just likes playing with the wheels.
I guess it'd have to come from Zental Keep, and that's quite a ways away, but I can send a message. She's like, "I can't believe I'm talking about making a wagon for a dragon." Like,
It's a powerful ally to have.
That is true.
that is
Especially with all the giants running out.
Yeah, I agree.
So you said you've worked out a deal with the Lord's Alliance to help with the giants?
Yeah.
Have you seen any right near in this area then?
We have. Matter of fact, Caravan just came down from Red Larch earlier and said that they had seen some fire giants off in the distance. There's two of them, and they were doing some sort of an excavation just to the south of the Sumber Hills. They didn't stop and chat, obviously. They said there was some goblins and ogres that were digging as well. But I've heard that. I've also heard rumors of some hill giants down to the south. Matter of fact, heard they attacked Golden Fields, but they were able to repel them.
Yeah,
That was
us.
Oh, okay. All right, well then. She kind of sits up a little bit. It seems to be more like she feels like she's in the presence of people she should be. And she kind of looks around and she nods and she says, oh, all right. Well, that makes more sense then. Okay. I thought, my guard was an idiot, but I guess he's not.
Ask about Grudhog.
What's a Grudhog? I ask her.
Oh,
She says it's a small creature. It's got fur, digs in holes, comes out right around February.
I think he means that's a groundhog.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, your scouts said that you were doing some excavation?
Yeah, the caravan did. They were digging for something in the dirt or something like that.
Maybe an artifact. They've been collecting them all over.
Yeah, that seemed to be what they were doing down in Nightstone.
Huh. Interesting. I haven't heard of anything else otherwise. I'm not sure. I don't know what that's all about, to be honest with you. I also heard that there was some rumors of some stone giants up in the hills as well, doing some stuff. I don't know, working on a shrine or something. I don't know. They were building it or putting it back together. Or
Lork.
Orc.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Stone giants are in Lork by one of your own, actually.
Wow, that far out?
Yeah, bit too far for us.
Yeah, I'd heard it was more up near Belliard, but or maybe even Yartar, somewhere along there. They were coming down the road there from Belliard. So, anyways, yeah, they're all over the place. I don't know what they're doing. We normally don't see them, but we've seen them here. They haven't attacked us yet. We're ready though.
out by Belliard, have you heard of any camps of hill giants up in that way? Because we have interest up there as far as goblins and hill giants.
I haven't heard of any camps or towns or cities. I'm sure they have one though, right? I mean, they all are. They're pretty social. I mean, they probably are hanging out together, I would think.
Where do you think they'd hang out in the Slumbering Hills? Is there anywhere that isn't traveled often?
Well, between this and the high forests, usually isn't traveled very often. I do know that through the Slumber Hills, once you get into those hills, not a lot of people deviate from the path as well. So it could be anywhere along in there, I suppose.
You see Milton looking around. He's like, looks like he's just come out of stupor. He's like, where are we at again, anyways?
She's like, "Aren't you the guy that was drinking down the bar at here?"
Where's here?
Bar's right in. Oh my God, this guy was drunk. How did you take all everybody's money?
Was it drunk?
Uh-huh.
Maybe just a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah.
So why are you cooperating with the Lord's Alliance? We're not exactly the best of friends.
All 5 factions are working together. Didn't you know that?
Oh, the problem's that big, then.
Yeah. It's all throughout the Sword Coast, as well as Faerun. I mean, we're hearing it as far as the Dale Lands, even over into the Shining East, they're having issues.
Well, this bronze dragon, do you happen to know where its lair is, or do we have to go looking for it?
I have no idea. Rumors I've heard, though, is that we've seen him as far as up as the Silver Marches and all the way down to the High Moor and all along the coast. He doesn't really seem to have a particular ground. Most dragons seem to stick in a certain region. This guy seems to be everywhere, or wherever our caravans are anyways.
Didn't we set up something where we could contact
Shh.
him?
Huh?
Oh.
You know how to contact him?
No.
Tell me how it is.